What's going on, everyone? Exceptional Gabe here, back again with another video. And today, I can't even do my intro because I'm so excited. I've got my biggest inspiration, the sweetest, the energetic. Please welcome Tabitha St. Germain. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, hello.
So, how are you today?
I'm good. It's good. The sun's coming out. I'm off to deliver a piece of furniture that I painted, as I just told you.
Yep.
And yeah, and my cat's happy, and I'm happy, and it's a full moon.
Yeah, that is that is lovely, lovely. So, my first question I always ask on these streams, or not streams, but interviews is what was your first ever voiceover role?
Um, I think it was Ewoks. I'm pretty sure it was Ewoks back in the 80s when you were still a bunch of cells in your daddy's pants. Um, Ewoks, yeah. Yeah, I got the audition because I had on my resume that I could speak Zulu, and the Ewok language in the movies was a hybrid of like Zulu and Mandarin and blah blah blah, or that's what they said. I think we ended up just using kind of nonsense words, but that was the thinking, words like yep, no. So that was my first one, I think. Pretty sure. Probably about 84 or 86, something like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I'll go ahead and go through some of my favorite characters you've ever voiced. I've of course talked about them before, but we'll start off with I have all the plushes here. You were Minty in G3 My Little Pony. Uh, this plush is absolutely adorable, by the way. It has your singing voice, by the way.
Oh, wow. Can I hear it?
Yeah, I don't know if the mic will pick it up though, because Zoom kind of dropped
Oh,
it out.
okay.
Do you hear it?
No, I
Yeah.
don't hear it. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So that's what Zoom does. It drowns out like anything that's not our voices, which is a shame.
That's what I love about Christmas. Have a very minty Christmas this year. Right. Oh, I can't remember it. All I can remember is socks.
Oh yeah,
Socks.
the sock
Socks.
song. Yeah, that was one
Yeah.
of my
Nothing
favorites.
says Christmas like a pair of socks.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love I actually really love socks. Like I love socks.
Oh, you like socks?
I love them. Striped socks particularly. I love socks.
So, reason I love Minty so much, many people say Minty is actually autistic because obviously I'm on the autism spectrum, and uh, you can definitely see it in your performance. She definitely seems autistic with some of her traits. If you look up like a compilation video from some of the other G3 specials, uh, it definitely seems that way.
We're here! Yes, because she goes 100 miles an hour on and and many things catch her attention.
Hmm.
And yeah, I recognize that. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't know if I'm autistic or not, but I'm definitely somewhere on on the spectrum. I always have been.
I love it. I love it. And obviously, uh, Minty, when A Very Minty Christmas came out, that was like her first like major, first major like debut, I would say. So, do you have any like memories of experiences of working on A Very Minty Christmas?
Um, it's a really long time ago. I just remember enjoying myself so much singing because I didn't get to sing a lot. Um, and it was a different Michael Donovan directed them, and so we haven't seen him for a really long time because he moved to LA. And that was a very different kind of experience than the My Little Ponies later. Um, yeah, and yeah, the other characters that sort of had the seeds of the next generation coming up, um, like Wisteria was sort of a Fluttershy character, and Minty was basically kind of a proto Pinkie Pie, really, in a way. Don't you think? She seemed a
Yeah.
little bit like that. Yeah. So, yeah,
It had the energy of Pinkie Pie, definitely.
definitely, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Just
So
a color.
yeah, definitely. So for your next role, I want to talk about one of my favorite shows, of course, Littlest Pet Shop. I got Pepper Clark right here.
Oh my goodness. Hello, me. That's me. I'm Pepper.
So Pepper Clark again, just you just nail this character. She's absolutely hilarious. She's a stand-up comedian. Who doesn't love stand-up comedians, you know?
Writers, apparently.
One of my
They
one of my favorite episodes was the one where he got trapped in the dumbwaiter with Blythe and Minka Monk, and like Zoe Trent was hiding the food, and your character was like, "We've been stuck in here for months, and you've been hiding food," and then Blythe was like, "It's only been 45 minutes."
Sorry, it's me this time. Oh, you've been holding out on us. I have no idea what you're talking about, Queen Gaudy Eyes. We've been stuck in here for like weeks, nearly starving to death, and you've got your own secret stash of food!
Pepper, we've been in here less than an hour.
Yeah, well, what do I know? The animals have no sense of time. The point is, I am hungry, and she has been hiding food!
That was a good episode. I remember that.
Yeah. Um, and I recently had Sam on here as well. I told you that, and talked about the show as well. Russell Ferguson is obviously another one of my favorite characters. He was like the, super organized one. And he was basically the hedgehog version of Double D from Ed, Ed and Eddy, which you've also worked on at one point.
Yeah, very, very briefly. I thought that they had even recast the two little episodes, or even maybe just one episode at the beginning. I don't know, but very soon they just I think Aaron ended up doing Naz, um just taking it over because so that they could do, two voices out of one
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
So how come did they replace your voice? Was it because in season one Naz wasn't used that much?
Yeah, I mean, it's always cheaper for them if they can use one voice actor to do two
Mhm.
voices. So that's one thing. But also, I think I wasn't quite as good at being sort of a sexy pants voice as Erin. She had to make Eddie turn to jelly. And I always had a really hard time whenever somebody says to me, sound sexy, I
Mhm.
can't. I don't even know what it means. I'm like, mm.
So,
You sound sexy. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
and obviously going back to Littlest Pet Shop, I gotta ask, do you have any, memories that stand out to you of working on the show? Like any good experiences?
Well, what was great about it was that there were so many people in the room because there were so many pets, right?
Hmm.
So this was at Dick and Rogers. So there were probably at a time like 15 mics open. So, um, you can really get up to shenanigans, and you shouldn't, because when you have a great big room like that, you really need to focus. But you can't help it. We're all silly. Um, but yeah, no, uh, to answer that question in a really roundabout way, there's a lot of keeping a lid on it, a lot of like kind of in the sidelines,
Yeah.
and a lot, but you have to get the job done, and you have to get the job done with 15 people in the room. So yeah, um there's no real kind of incidents I could tell you about because they would have all happened like that. They would have all, they would have all happened on the bench.
That's amazing. So another show you were in, I love this show. I told you I had Kiara on my show recently as
Yeah.
well. It's Hamtaro time.
I'm tired. I know. Oh my goodness. I went to Florida one year. My parents were living in Florida, and Hamtaro was on the TV inexplicably there, and I was trying to show my parents what I did, and I'd be like, "There I am, there I am," and it would just be the characters all running bada 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 through the room, or and I loved all those little words like bada bada was when we were running, or heke when you had a question. What? And can you remember any of the other little weird words in Hamtaro?
I know Penelope, who was voiced by Jocelyn, who was in Littlest Pet Shop as well, obviously. She was like, Ukwi, Ukwi.
Oh, we, all right. Oh, didn't she have the cutest voice in the world?
hmm
Oh,
Uh,
well,
and, and Pashmina was adorable too, of course.
thank
Uh,
you.
Dexter and Howdy would always fight over her.
Well, I think it was the pink scarf. That was very, very cute.
And the only shame about Hamtaro and coding Sam and Kiara, all of you did your recording separately, which was a shame it sounds like, because you had this great cast, yet you're all
Yeah.
separated.
Yeah, so yeah, it was always separate. But then we had so our director was Carl. Oh my gosh, what's his last name? Carl, Swedish last name. Carl. Anyway, it was always great to have one-on-one with him and the studio tech, whose name was Mike, because they were both just hilarious. And um, that guy, Carl Willems, that guy had a collection of superlatives. You know, actors are notoriously insecure. And so he had this collection of words that he had to say, good for you, kind of thing. So he'd say sheer unbridled magic. He'd say, like it just, and they were so hyperbolic, like they were so big for what we were doing. Basically, we're one above monkey and we're making noises. And he'd be like, world changing, like just, anyway, I can't even do it. He was so funny.
All right, moving on.
Yep.
What are some other shows you and there's so many good ones. That's the problem. Here, I want to bring this up real quick before I forget. You were also in a Christmas special. I only know this one because I remember watching it before Christmas break one year in grade school. It was called A Very Fairy Christmas. Do you remember that movie?
Nope.
So
No, was it a Barbie movie?
no, so A Very Fairy Christmas, it was weird. It was like these fairies, you voiced like the main fairy character who like went
Oh.
through these paintings, and like the human character was voiced by Chantel Strand. Uh and
Oh.
like she was being bullied at school, and you were like
Okay.
it was so weird. Like you need to look it up, A Very Fairy Christmas.
Very Merry Christmas.
And I forgot about it until this guy mentioned it. He put it on his worst Christmas movies of all time list.
Yeah, well, I can't be responsible for the writing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Your
yeah.
performance is always outstanding. It's never you. Always the writing.
Thank you. That's
All right.
very,
So another Christmas movie you were in, I think you remember this one. It was called Snowden the Snowman. Uh,
yeah,
it was done by Geek Entertainment.
yeah,
Absolutely adorable. Again, great cast. You had Kiara again. You had Chantel. You had Ian James Colette. Like
yeah.
all of the great Vancouver voice actors.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you remember anything from doing that movie back in the day?
Again, that was a Michael Donovan thing, I think. Gosh, Gabe. No, I don't. This is my problem with doing interviews is I don't remember. I tend to just do things and move on, as it were. And we never knew we were gonna um uh have any attention on us. And this is part of the reason that I actually really liked doing voice work is that it's so behind the scenes because
Mhm.
I'm your basic introvert.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I
Yeah.
did want to bring up, it shows the age of this movie. This was
Yeah.
back when you were still credited as Paulina.
Yeah.
So I was curious, what made you change your name to Tabitha Saint Germain?
Um, well, it's a long and involved story. No, I don't know if you really want to hear it. Uh, I just wanted to choose my own name
Ah,
because,
okay.
when
Yeah,
people say it to you every single day
yeah.
and times a day, you want it to be something that you really like.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know if I would choose the same name now because it's a little foofier than I maybe need or needed. But yeah, I had gone. It was a weird thing. I went with my brother to a place in New York, and my sister-in-law insisted that I go see this palm reader or something, or a woo-woo reader
Yeah.
that was working at this restaurant. And he said, so your name is Paulina, which comes out to a seven, and it's like so introverted, and you've decided to be an actor. And he said, you'll never be successful because you're such an introvert. So I thought, well, I'll pack myself with a name that's got like pow, that's got like, but I changed my name and I remain a complete introvert.
Oh, I love it. You know why? Because you truly are a saint.
Oh gosh. Well, thank you very much. That's very nice to say.
All right. So moving along,
Yeah.
another show you were in, I don't know if you remember this show. This was an obscure show, kind of. It was called Generation O on Kids WB. Do you remember that show?
Yes. Gosh. Well, I ish. It's on the tip of my brain, but not really clearly. Generation O, was Andrea in that?
Andrea, no, it was Chantel Strand.
Chantel. Oh, Generation O. I'm sorry, I can't really. It doesn't really
It
come
was like this girl, she was like a rock singer or whatever at a young age, 8 years old, and they had like their own rock band or whatever. And they would go on tour and you were in her band. Um it's kind of a celebrity-based cartoon, I believe. I can't remember the name of the band it was based off of, but it's based off
right.
of an actual band, I believe.
Gosh, really?
Mhm.
Long
So
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look more into that show after we get off. So another show you did let me think. Because I'm trying to save the big ones for last, because I always say I like to go up in the industry. Oh, I thought
Yeah.
of another good one. Okay. You were in the Cramp Trends. Remember that show?
Yes. 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 That was yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a strange show.
It was quite a strange show. That
Yeah.
oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the director now. Yeah. Yeah, Cramp Twins. Was
Yeah, your character's name was Maury. And the interesting thing about that show is the two twins were voiced by Keith Susie and Tom Kinney, the voice of SpongeBob.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I
I don't
didn't
know if you have any memories of working with them, and I don't even know if you were coded with them. You're probably separated, I'm guessing.
we were. I don't think I met either of those two. Yeah.
Mhm.
We recorded separately, yeah.
But again, great voice cast. You had also had Nicole Oliver as the mom, Ian James Collette as the dad. You had Kathy Weslock as the teacher.
Right.
All right. So now for the big ones. This is my all-time favorite show you're in. You ready?
Yes. Martha speaks.
Yeah. Martha was an average dog. She went fucking, 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 fucking. So, this show is honestly what got me into Vancouver voice acting because this is such an amazing show, and your energy in this show is just beyond unbelievable. Martha is like the funniest character of all time.
Thank you so much. If you had food on your face, I'd be licking it off right now.
Um,
Yeah, I love Martha. And there were such good stories, weren't they? And what
yes,
a great way to learn languages too, right?
Hmm. So what were some of your favorite, memories of working on this show?
All right. Well, one of the it might not be what you expect here, but so I played the Martha and I also played Mom and Baby Jake.
Hmm.
And there was an episode where they had the mom was pregnant with a baby. I don't remember if it was Jake or if it was a second baby that was coming up. And apparently I did the pregnancy a little bit too realistically with the heavy breathing and so forth. And so I just remember that very clearly being told, we're gonna like make this much more kid friendly, much more, much more, much lighter. Yeah, but it was a good episode. It was a really good episode.
Yeah. So the show is really good. It lasted for a long time too. Like, do you remember how many
Yeah.
seasons? Like five, maybe six. I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
And when I started out, I was just the placeholder until they got the real actor. So I was just doing the dummy voice until they asked people like they asked Ellen DeGeneres, for example, and I think she said, "Not for that money," probably. And then some other people, and then one day so I was just doing the voices just to dummy in so that the other actors could hear placement and get the timing and that kind of thing, and then they were like, how would you like to do this? And I was like, what? Yeah, why? So
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Listen, I'll take you over Ellen any day. By the way, um, and
Well, thank
and
you.
also, before I forget, you've already seen it, but here's the fan art I made for you.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, look at them. Look, Pucca, hilarious.
Yeah, Pucca, that was a great show. So, Pucca, you didn't really do any voices in that show, though, like many of them, because Pucca was mostly a silent character.
Just yeah, she just giggled. She just went tee hee hee. I had somebody ask me to do a cameo as Pucca.
Yeah.
And and when I so like what I don't know what I was supposed to say. So when I turned the camera on myself, I was like, okay, bye.
Shortest cameo ever.
I hope they didn't feel ripped off because I was like, I don't know what to say here.
$40 well spent.
Yes, $40. Well, yeah. And I did ring ring in that too. But yeah, so Puka, just
Yep,
super
Mr.
cute.
Pucca. Pucca loves Garu. What about you're also in Kale Bear's Adventures in Camelot. That was done by Geek Entertainment, obviously. Uh
Yes.
you were Chill Bear. Again, great Vancouver cast. Do you have any memories of working on that show?
Um, Again, it was a really big cast, and that was directed by Michael Donovan. So it was a very different kind of flavor. Cheer Bear herself, was a little passive aggressive. She was like, everybody be happy. But not everybody feels happy all the time. And yeah, it was funny. I loved our grumpy Scott McNeil. Do you remember the grumpy character, whoever he was?
Yeah,
Anyway,
Grumpy Bear. Yeah, Scott McNeil.
Grumpy Bear, Scott McNeil. That was my favorite character in that. He was
Yep,
very,
Grumpy.
very funny.
Did you know that that show was Ashley Ball's first ever voiceover role?
Oh, was it really? With
Yeah,
Oopsie Bear? Was that her first?
yeah, Oopsie Bear.
Oopsie Bear. Oh my gosh, and she was so good, wasn't she?
Mhm.
Yeah, she was awesome. And before that, way back in the 80s, I did Care Bears again. I did Swift Heart Rabbit way back in like a generation before that. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm 100,000 years old.
No, you're not. Um, all right, and before we wrap it up, I got one last show, and obviously, I saved this one for last. You can probably guess what show I'm going to talk about. You ready?
Scary Godmother? No. Uh,
Friendship is magic.
Friendship is magic. Well, it is.
Yeah,
It totally is.
and that is where obviously you're probably most well known from. So like when you found out the show, blew up like it did, what was your reaction?
Um, well, we were extremely surprised. Um, and we were so surprised that it was that there were so many people in the military who were watching it. That was a very strange factor. Um, like, because a lot of the first people that we met, the first convention that I went to, which I think was Everfree Northwest, we there was like a bunch of soldiers were the first people that we met. And I thought that because they had assigned us a security detail and they were soldiers, and I thought they were part of a security detail.
Mhm.
And then they all pulled out toys and they were like, "Would you like to sign these?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And now it's a completely normal thing. And I love that. I love that grown-ups have living inner children that enjoy beautiful colors
Mhm.
and friendship
Mhm.
and magic. Yeah.
And I stated this in some of my previous interviews, but I believe what you just stated, that's one of the reasons it got such a loud fan base because, there's so many people who have a connection with animation who are on the autism spectrum. They watch this cartoon, they like the message about friendship, they like the colors, they like the very bouncy animation and the very expressionate animation, character designs. They love
Yeah.
the voice acting, and I think it really just connected with many people on the autism spectrum, like myself. Uh,
Yeah.
and it's truly a great show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was a privilege to be a part of it.
And do you have any other memories, of working on the show? Like, traveling to conventions and stuff like that, or like behind the scenes, anything like that?
Well, we're still traveling to conventions. I went to San Francisco just recently to go to the last BabsCon. And last year we went to China, and it's so,
China!
I
Wow.
know, I know. It is not dead. It is huge in China, like huge. It feels like it has just hit people. And the convention was immense, and they have merchandise literally like everywhere, and carousels inside malls with like the My Little Pony stuff, and it's crazy. And it's really great conventions if you get a chance to go. I know not everybody will, but it was a really great place to go. Yeah,
And
uh, it's
the
not
rel-
dead.
the relationship between Spike and Rarity was so sweet. Pretty much Spike simped over Rarity in every episode.
Mikey Wikey, such a darling, isn't he?
And then in the last season, there was, I think it was the last season where your character got jealous because Spike started hanging out with that other girl, if you remember that.
Yes.
That was a good one. I also love the episode, very sweet episode where like Spike turned into like the giant dragon and like he was like he had Rarity in his hand and Rarity was like I'll never give this up. This was given by my dear friend Spiky Wike. It was just a very sweet scene.
Oh no, you are not getting this gemstone! This was given to me by my dear friend Spiky Wikey, the kindest, sweetest, most generous dragon ever. And it is too precious to me to give to a greedy old beast like you!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And you're also in Equestria Goes too, which I have Rarity right here.
Oh my goodness, I'm looking so gorgeous and, I don't know, plastic somehow. Hmm.
And Equestria Goes, I just want to say two things about Equestria Goes that stood out. Number one, Sunset Shimmer is a badass and such an
Yeah.
underrated character. Um,
Yeah.
Two, one of the catchiest songs of all time is from Equestria Goes. Who could forget that song that was like, "We can work together, helping twilight when the crowns get up." Yeah, that one.
Awesome.
Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. We talked about just about everything I can think of. Uh, Do you have anything else before we wrap it up here?
Well, I wish everybody a happy full moon and a brand new rest of your life and um many more pony adventures. And if you want to bring back the show, and still here raritying and Luna-ing and
Granny Smithy, so if you want to talk to me, go on ahead. You know where to find me.
And of course, who could forget you also voiced Dopey too?
Dopey.
No.
Oh, Dopey.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. And my voice changed, and that was really weird, but things happen.
It sounds just like when you do that voice, it sounds just like Minty almost.
I know, I know. Well, it's all the same source. They're just adjustments for little character things, right?
Okay. But seriously though, thank you for joining me today, Tabitha. I know it was a bit of a time crunch, but you are truly amazing. You've been such an inspiration to me in my work. Like it's your energy I hope to have when I become a voice actor someday.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.